Hey family.
Everybody.
Hey everybody.
Launching out with the Speights.
We are here.
We are here. We are here. We are
Welcome.
here. Launching out with the Speights.
Thank you for launching out with us too.
Yes, yes, yes.
We enjoy your company.
Absolutely. Come on in.
Come on,
The
man.
room here. The room here.
It is a great Monday afternoon.
Yes,
Let
it
us
is.
know if you hear us okay. Let us know if
Yeah,
we are
let's know how our
clear.
sound is today.
Yeah, let us know.
Hey, everybody. Launching out with the Speights.
We've been having
Yes,
some
yes,
technical,
yes.
not difficulties, but just,
Interestingness.
interestingness. Yes, interestingness.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes,
Hey, so you
Hey.
on launching out with the
yes.
Speights
Launching out
broadcast.
with the Speights. Yes, yes, yes,
Yeah,
yes,
and it's
yes.
good to see you on this great Monday. Yeah, and I'm walking the Washington National shirt. Amen. Even though on my number the
Amen.
Soto is no longer here, but he's with the Yankees and he's doing pretty good as a one man show. Anyway, that's not what we're talking
We're
about
not,
today.
we're not.
What are
Yeah.
we talking about?
So kind of following up from our last podcast about leaps of faith,
Yeah,
this week we're going to be talking about getting out of your comfort zone.
getting out of your comfort zone.
Yeah, so actually
Wow.
one piece of launching out on.
Yeah, getting out of your comfort
Getting out
zone.
of your comfort zone for sure.
This weekend, I was reminded of comfort zones that I was in past times.
Yeah.
And again, if you are on, let me know if you can hear us okay or not.
Yeah, that's not how the sound
Let
is.
us know how the sound is.
Yeah.
Because I see I just see the numbers like bouncing up and down, so I'm not sure if they are hearing us okay.
Yeah. We'll
Yeah.
figure it out.
We'll figure it out. But yeah, so, but I was reminded of how, I in past years, in past time, how Apostle E, I would just I would get into a comfort zone and feel like this is the place I supposed to, or this is the place I would launch from.
Yeah.
Right, from that place of comfort, from that place of familiarity, that place of what I already knew. Hey, daughter Kanish.
Let us know how the sound is. Hey, guys.
Turtle. Hey, daughter Turtle.
Yeah. We're talking about getting out of your comfort zone today. Yeah.
Yeah. So this weekend, I kind of really ran into my old self.
Oh.
I ran
okay.
into my old self. Thank you, Kanish. I ran into my old self and how I thought things were going to be based on what I was talented or skilled or based on what I knew, right?
Yeah.
And so I found myself like, what would have happened if I would have settled in the comfort zone?
Wow. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So part of the comfort zone is that, it was something that I was intimate with, something that I knew, something that I knew how to navigate through, navigate
Okay.
around.
Yeah.
And those things really, I thought that this was my life. This is, as we say, as I was driving today, I was like, this is what I was born to do.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yeah.
And how saying like this is what I was born to do could be mistaken, or could not mistaken, but this is what I was born to do could be this is my comfort zone. Hello, Evangelist Sarah, nice to see you. This is my comfort zone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is where I'm comfortable at, who I'm comfortable with. Yeah, it's true. Yeah. That comfort zone can push us to be content and stay in places where that limits our movement, that limits us really launching out into what God has for us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so that comfort zone can become a place of, when I say stagnant, it's not stagnant in the sense of that, it's not stagnant in the sense of you're not growing there, but it's stagnant in the sense of the destiny that God has planned for you.
That's right. Yeah.
Right?
That's right.
You become very, God wants you to move to point D, E, C, D, E, F, and G. However, your comfort zone is in A and B,
Yeah.
and you stay comfortable right there because it's like, this is where I'm thriving at.
This is what I know.
Yeah.
This is what I know. This is what I'm used to. And I see this a lot, in different spaces, marketplace, ministry, really can see how comfort zone really begins to play a part in limiting your ability really to think higher, to move to greater. Like there's just some pieces of comfort zone that really, it's family comfort zones, it's gifting comfort zone, it's circle comfort zone, friend circle, ministry circle. I mean, there's so many places and spaces that can get us in comfort zone. But I think one of the ones that's most challenging, I think about Moses, one of the ones that is most challenging is self.
Wow.
Your own insecurities about yourself.
Yeah. Yeah, so true.
Moses is like, who am I going to say sent me?
Yeah.
Because in and of myself, I'm inadequate. I don't talk like this. I don't do like this. I don't do like that. And that, that's one of the big things that keeps us in the comfort zone is our own insecurities and insufficiencies that we feel about ourselves. That keeps us in comfort zones because we can't see ourselves accomplishing more because of the comfort in who we are.
Yeah. Yeah, because we have opinions about things that are out of our comfort zone.
Yeah.
And because of those opinions, we keep ourselves relegated to our comfort zone.
Yeah.
Because we already have a predetermined opinion about what's beyond us.
Yes. When you think about your comfort zone, I think it's really important, to have awareness, of what things make up my comfort zone.
Yeah.
Am I the type of person that really likes to be to myself? Am I the type of person that, doesn't like to really be around people? Or am I the type of person that's the life of the party, always around people? All of those comfort zones, it's really not about negative and positives.
Right.
It can be a positive thing that is a part of your comfort zone that can still keep you away from exploring what's new. It can be things that are positive, that are part of your comfort zone that can keep you away from getting to exploring, jumping out, launching out into the new.
Yeah. Sometimes getting out of your comfort zone stretches you, and the stretching hurts, right? Or the stretching pulls you.
Yeah.
And when I think about stretching out, is stretching out to do something you've never done before. I'm sorry, Evangelist Sarah, this is not the platform, but you can message me. But anyway, stepping out in that comfort zone is really a stretching out into the capacity that God has given you.
Absolutely.
And when we stay in our comfort zone, we say that God didn't give me the capacity to do any more. No more than what I'm doing now.
Wow. Yeah. That's good.
Yeah.
Yeah. When we get stuck in the comfort zone, we are limiting God's ability to really grace us. Yeah, it's great. To grace us to do more, to be more, to show up differently. And, some of the things that people say in comfort zone is like, this is just how I am.
Yeah.
This is how I've always been.
Right.
This is, where I've, something that I used to say that really comfort zone is like, this is my audience, but that can also be a issue of comfort zone because I could be identifying my audience based on my comfort.
Wow.
I could be identifying my audience based on my individual thoughts of who I am or who I'm not.
Wow.
So we can even say things that are right things to do. I mean, I know your audience is good, but you know, if you may be limiting yourself by identifying an audience that maybe you haven't just been introduced or been in the space with new people yet, or the people that really are your tribe and your people, or the people that God has called you to reach. Maybe you haven't even gotten to that yet. So you could be pigeonholing yourself based on how you see yourself.
Ooh.
Comfort zone.
Comfort zone.
You could be pigeonholing yourself away from certain people because of how yourself or how other people have identified you. Okay, how other people have identified you.
Yeah.
You know, when we get into this conversation, you know, and really being pigeonholed into certain different spaces, right?
Right.
I think that for you and I, this comes up with praise and worship.
Yes.
For many years, we were identified, and me, prior to knowing you prior to knowing me, was really pinholed in a music space.
Yeah.
And so people really pigeonholed us into, you know, music and praise and worship, and that was really our comfort zone. And in some ways, you know, was our comfort zone for many, many years.
It was the place that we were thriving. You know, when we got married, when we got married, or even while we was just engaged, I had thoughts of us becoming recording artists. You know, we was going to be the husband and wife recording team. I was going to produce, and you were going to sing. I had a whole.
And I was going to songwrite and all the things, and those things are, you know, that was our comfort zone. That's what. You know, it's also, you know, what we studied and put ourselves into, but it was a comfort place for us.
Yeah.
And now, you know, it's no longer, you know, we had to move outside of that.
Yeah.
And it was hard for people to identify us beyond those spaces that they knew us of praise and worship.
And sometimes it's still
Sure.
You know, but yeah, just being in that comfort zone, it was a great comfort zone for me.
Yeah.
To be behind the piano.
Absolutely.
And not necessarily speaking in front of people.
Yeah. Comfort zone. And as we started to move out in our apostolic call, global call, you know, I myself, as well, I said, my gifting was really comfortable with one-on-one kind of discipleship, one-on-one equipping.
Yeah.
And then you say, okay, now, you know, equip cross nations, like stepping out of a huge comfort zone.
Yeah.
Go to Africa, you know, stepping out of these comfort zones. I even said silly stuff before of like, you know, I'm called to America, or, you know, I've said things like that before.
Yeah.
And those are comfort zones. Those are zones you put yourself in based on how you see yourself. I didn't see myself globally.
Yeah.
Initially, I didn't see myself globally.
Yeah.
And those are things that you say, comfort zones that you pigeon yourself into, even yourself, based on limited spiritual sight.
Yeah, you know, I dove into the comfort zone, especially when the prophet had come to town, or the prophet that's in town. You know, they prophesize. You know, you're called to nations. And my comfort zone, and you know, in the revelation that some guy that I really grabbed onto, will nations are inside of all of us. So I was like, okay, so if nations are inside of Boston, we call the nations. Then nations are right here in DC, and there we go. That's the comfort zone, right in my regional area.
Yeah, those are comfort zones. So how did we break out? How did we break out of these comfort zones? I think that, you know, that's the key, you know, about how we broke out of comfort zones.
Yeah.
Particularly when people were so reticent to like put us in boxes.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, it wasn't just us putting us in boxes, but people also put us in boxes. Like people also was really into putting us in a box.
Yeah.
Putting us in a box of, this is how they saw us. And how do we break out of that? When our church started doing outreach, we became outreach church. I mean, just like people just love putting us in boxes because they couldn't see where we are now.
Yeah.
Most people that know us couldn't see where we are now. So how do we break out of those comfort zones that people even put us in? How do we do it?
All right. So, one way was, you talked about it last week, was a leap of faith.
Yeah.
Our first journey into international waters as a ministry was to taking a leap of faith and going to South Africa.
Yeah.
And with the college team, and we were afforded the opportunity. Thank you. We were afforded the opportunity to go to South Africa, and that was a leap of faith because we didn't have an idea of going to Africa or to anywhere overseas, other than when a prank caller, a scammer, tried to scam us into coming into Manchester, right?
Yeah.
And we gave thought to it, but it was a leap of faith. That, not saying that we went to South Africa to
we didn't know what God was going to
plan a ministry,
no.
But we went to South Africa out of obedience.
Yeah, very open to what God was saying, was doing. And one of the things I think about is, in our materials in 2015, we stated like we're going to go to nations.
And we were supporting someone else. We were supporting someone else's vision and mission.
Sure.
We were supporting that team. We were supporting them because they launched out of their comfort zone.
Yeah.
And so it's taking that leap of faith, but also not being afraid to team up with somebody that's stretched out a little bit longer than you have.
Yeah, that's doing some of the things that maybe you don't even see yourself doing, you know. And I made that comment about 2015 in some of our materials we wrote about going to nations, because often God will give you insight even when you're not looking, or even when you're not necessarily paying attention. You begin to use the word sometimes, because that's God giving you some drops along the way, giving you drips and drops of like what's to come. And so then when it shows up, you can already sometimes have some of the language for it. You already can go back to see, oh wow, God had started to speak this.
Yeah.
So coming out of your comfort zone also is the refining of your language. Mm-hmm. The allowing yourself to speak beyond where you are.
Yeah.
Speak beyond where you are at that time. That is how you start to get out of your comfort zone.
Yeah.
Stretch yourself to speak beyond what you see now.
Yeah.
Stretch yourself to speak beyond the version of you that was created by you and others.
It's so good.
That's how you begin to get out of your comfort zone. Speak differently.
I remember, I know we running down on time now, but I remember when when my mom, she used to be like in this missionary Jubilee camp group of people, and they would stay at motels, right? They didn't stay at no luxury hotel.
Yeah.
They would stay at motels on the side of the road. I remember traveling with my family, the Speights ensemble sometimes. We would stay in motels on the side of the road. I remember traveling with my dad and his softball team sometimes, and the softball team, they would stay in motels on the side of the road or wherever it was. And so and so that's what I thought, staying in the staying away from home. It's so cool to be in a motel, until family reunions start happening in hotels, and then I met you, and then it was like we're not staying in no motel, and so hotels became my comfort zone.
Sure.
I became no longer comfortable in motels.
That's right, because I wasn't going to no motel.
And it stretched me. And so when we went to Kenya, now we gone to Kenya, and it stretched me because now my comfort zone became a hotel, but it stretched me to stay in the resort type area that wasn't as comfortable as a hotel.
That's true.
Right?
Yeah.
And but it stretched me, and when things stretch you, it stretches it could stretch your whole inner being about your accommodations. And what I found out, you know what, I became a person that likes a lot of accommodations.
Yeah, and that getting out of that comfort zone of needing accommodation is important. You know, it's important. that focus on you and what you need can be keeping you away from stretching out into what God needs you to do.
Yeah, my focus became off about what I was there for, the purpose,
Absolutely.
And it became about what I needed. And so I needed to be out of that comfort zone. I thank God for that experience because I needed to break. God needed to break me in that thing.
Yeah.
Right.
Stretching you beyond some of the things that you've created that became comfort places.
Yeah.
Yeah. That became comfort places and spaces. And that comfort zone, Apostle Will, you know, sometimes you don't even realize. It takes some of those leaps of faith for you to even realize what's there.
Yeah.
Because God bringing you to uncomfortable spaces and places, you know, often you have to be in the right mind space and heart space to even allow God to do it.
Mm-hmm.
To even allow God to do it. It takes, you know, the willingness to come beyond your comfort.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know, one of the things I see, even about getting into new people types, you know, I remember at one point, you know, people really deemed us to be like millennial people. Like, you know, we very good with millennials. Mm-hmm. We do. I think we build great relationship. But what happened is now we've expanded beyond over the years to all generations.
Yeah.
And, you know, mentoring all generations, you know, even getting now into alpha, the small kids to baby boomer, you know, really moving across generations, that, you know, but that was a comfort zone that people try to like put us into.
Right.
And that's why you have to be really careful about how people communicate you.
Yeah.
And what you take on from perceptions of you.
Yeah. You know, like mattresses and pillows, they rate the firmness.
Okay, mattresses and pillows. Okay.
Mattresses and pillows, they rate the firmness.
Yeah.
But that firmness is subjective. You may like it more firm than I do.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
That's your comfort zone.
That's right.
And this is my firmness is my comfort zone.
Yeah.
But now can I stretch myself away from what I think is comfortable?
Yes. That's the question. Can I allow myself to be stretched beyond my preferences?
Yeah.
What I feel is comfortable for me.
Yeah. Yeah. Because what I found out the other night, I had a comfortable pillow, but then my arm with this, my comfort zone became uncomfortable for me.
Yes. That's often what God does. He makes those places of comfort uncomfortable, where you start feeling like, wow, this isn't even serving me the way that I thought it should be, or the way it did before.
Yeah.
Because launching out and really obeying God, it takes getting out of that comfort, that preferences and comfortable spaces.
Yeah. So don't let somebody else's comfort zone influence your zone in which you should be operating in.
Yeah.
Right.
Don't allow somebody to dictate who you are in the spaces where you can have impact. Don't allow somebody to identify you, and don't misidentify yourself into spaces and places where you are limited, where you are less than, where you only have, you know, minimal impact.
So here's your homework. Purposely get uncomfortable.
Yes.
Yeah, purposely get uncomfortable.
Yeah, get out of those places of being by yourself. Get out of those places of talking only to certain people. Get out of yourself and seeing yourself as only able to reach certain spaces, places, money, all of it.
Try the things that you're not good at.
Yeah, develop some new skills.
Yeah.
Use some new muscles.
Stretch yourself.
Stretch yourself.
Yeah. Go beyond yourself by stretching yourself.
Go beyond yourself by stretching yourself. That's a great piece of advice.
Yeah.
Yeah. Awesome.
Yeah. Well, thank you all for joining. I hope you enjoyed our topic today.
Yeah.
Amen. Getting out of your comfort zone. Until the next time, until next week, we will. Hey, look. Check out our new book.
Yes. Healed. Now available Amazon. You can find it there. Both hard copy and ebook is available. And yeah, check us out. We launched out our book. It went live on yesterday, 5/5. Oh, here it is here. You can see the Kindle version here, and you also can see Kindle and also hard copy.
Yeah.
You can see it here.
You can see it here. Here we go at the stage.
You can see it here.
There we go. So if you want to do a search on it, you can do a search on Healed Speights, Speight. Yeah, Miss Tanya James, she just shared a link in the post, so you can go get it. Get this book, Healed.
Yeah, I mean, this really took us out of our comfort zone.
For sure.
Writing a book of 192 pages.
For sure.
62 pages, whatever, how many of it's on them pages. I mean, way out the comfort zone.
Don't mind, the shoes ain't ours though.
Doing it together.
The shoes. Don't mind the shoes.
Yeah, don't mind the cart either, because you just got our whole life showing.
Oh my.
Get the book, y'all.
Get the book. That's the point.
Get the book. If you are listening to this podcast on our podcast channel, you want to go to Amazon, and in the search, you want to put in Healed Speight, Speight, and you'll see our book come up. Kindle and hardback or paperback is available. Awesome.
Hey, thanks for joining us today.
Get out of those comfort zones.
Get out.
Get out. You will miss so much of what God has for you staying in the comfort zone.
Yeah.
Get out.
God bless you all. Bye-bye.
Bye.